we are doing a tier list of Laver Cup teams. So, we have the Laver Cup coming up, and I feel like we do this so many times. We always go through like, oh, they should have played this person, or where the hell's this guy, or blah, blah, blah. So we're going to try together, and put together the best Laver Cup teams we can. I put 16 players from Team Europe, they're candidates that could be involved, and I've got 16 from Team World. So we're going to go through it together. So let's have a look at who we've got for this Laver Cup tier list. Now, we also have alternates. Remember, there are alternates in the Laver Cup as well, which means that there are players that will come in if someone gets injured, right? So here are the players I have selected. So, we've got Djokovic, we've got Alcaraz, we've got Medvedev, we've got Sinner, we've got Tsitsipas, we've got Dimitrov, Hurkacz, Rune, Rublev, and Zverev, Ruud as the main guys, and then the 5 wild cards. So you got Murray, you've got Nadal, you've got Monfils, Wawrinka, and Berrettini. So those are the wild cards for that. On the Team World side, we've got Demonor, we've got Shelton, Fritz, Jarry, Tiafoe, Bublik, Tommy Paul, we've got Korda, Zong, Cerundolo, Vilch, Echeverry, Baez, and then a couple of the wild cards are Kyrgios, Nishikori, and Auger-Aliassime. So we're going to try and figure out the best teams for both. What we're going to do, just to make it a little more fair, is that the right? I mean, a little better for Team World. We are going to put the players that are already confirmed, right? So we're going to put in the guys that are. So Alcaraz is definitely playing, right? So he is confirmed that he will be playing Laver Cup. So he's already there. Who else is confirmed? So Zverev is confirmed, right? Zverev said he's playing Laver Cup as well. So he's in as well. And I think Medvedev, right? Medvedev is in there as well. He confirmed that he's playing. So we've got only 3 spots left for Team Europe. And there's a lot of players you can put into Team Europe. So we'll talk about that first. So, who else should Team Europe recruit? Now remember, Djokovic and Sinner can go, if they want to play, they automatically qualify. But do you think, we've also got to think whether or not they'll say yes. Because some of these players might say no. Like Novak Djokovic might be like, nah, I don't want to play Laver Cup. So is Djokovic likely to say yes? And if so, does he make the team? I think he makes the team, obviously, right? Like Sinner and Novak might just not want to play. So maybe we need to add an extra category of saying not interested. Because there are players that are not interested. So what do you think, chat? So do you think if they went up to Novak Djokovic and said, hey, do you want to play Laver Cup? Join Alcaraz, Zverev, and Medi? Do you think he will say yes or no? All right, so let's say Djokovic is not interested. He's not going to play. So Novak Djokovic is not interested in Laver Cup. Not this year. So he's not in the team. All right, what about Jannik Sinner? Sinner's an interesting one because Sinner has never played Laver Cup before. He's never played before. Do you think that Jannik Sinner would play Laver Cup if asked? I don't think I've ever heard him say, hey, I want to play. Put me in, coach. I don't think he's ever wanted to play Laver Cup. Because I'm sure if he wanted to play, he would, right? They'd let him play. He wouldn't be interested. He has bigger goals. Sinner probably wouldn't. No, he won't. Yes. Yes, he easily yes. I think Sinner would if asked. All right, maybe we'll leave Sinner for now. It seems undecided. All right, Tsitsipas. Now, Tsitsipas has played a lot of Laver Cup. So, do you reckon Tsitsipas would say yes? Because he has been a very active member and he's been very keen to play. And he's also not eligible to play because he has to, like, get his ranking up. Otherwise, he has to kind of be asked, right? Do you think Tsitsipas would be put in the team? All right. Tsitsipas, yeah, okay. Everyone, it's a pretty unanimous yes. So Tsitsipas joins the team. And I would agree. I think Tsitsipas would jump at the chance. If Federer said, hey, do you want to play in Berlin? He'd say, yeah, I'm playing. So putting him in makes sense. He's got the experience of Laver Cup. He knows how to play it. And also, he would definitely jump at the chance. What about Dimitrov? Do you think Dimi would say yes? Do you think they'd ask Dimi? Because now we're getting to the point of, like, who would they ask? And would Dimi make sense? Or are there better players down the... I mean, they asked Monfils last year, right? Do you think Dimi would say yes? Dimi's a no? I don't know. I feel like Dimi might say yes. I don't know why. Dimi played Laver Cup back in 2018. Yeah, he played it once. They would ask him, of course. He's been playing so well. Dimi would say yes. Dimi has different priorities now. Dimi would love it. All right, but now we have to ask the question, should he be in the team? Because look who else is there. Rublev, Rune, Hurkacz. I'm feeling like Dimi should be an alternate. Because I reckon Hurkacz might be a better selection because of doubles. Because remember, you got to play doubles too, right? I think Hubie might be a better chance because of doubles. And Rublev's played a lot of it lately. We'll get to them later. But I don't know. I don't know if Dimi would get first team selection. I think he might be an alternate. All right, we'll put him in the alts for now. I don't think he'd flat out say no. But I don't know. I think he'd be a good, like, backup. All right, let's go down the list a little bit more. And let's go to these, the wild card picks. So We'll get some of these. So what do you think Monfils will do it again? Do you think Monfils would go, hey, I want to play that tournament again? And well, that after what happened last year? I think that's an easy not interested, right? He played last year and it was a whole thing. He didn't know what it was. He thought it was just for fun, and I think it's too serious for Monf. I don't think he likes it as much. I don't think he likes it. I don't think he's a fan of the format. Now, the problem with Murray and Nadal is they're both possibly going to retire. Do you think Rafa would say... I don't think Rafa would say yes. I think Rafa... I don't think Rafa's going to be playing by then, but do you reckon Rafa's going to be around for Laver Cup after the US Open? I don't think Rafa's going to be playing that long, right? So Rafa would be not interested. No to Andy, no to Rafa. So, yeah, let's just say Rafa... I don't think Rafa's going to play Laver Cup because of Federer. Federer's not there. Federer's just watching, right? Rafa won't do it. Definitely no. Okay, so Rafa's not interested. I don't think Murray's going to be around. I reckon Murray's going to retire after Wimbledon, probably. So I don't think Murray's interested either. I don't think... And plus, remember that Djokovic, Nadal, Murray played when Federer played his last, and I think for them... If that was their last Laver Cup too, I think that is fitting, right? So I don't think any of those guys will play again. What about Stan? Would he be asked? I don't know if he'd be asked. He's not playing very well at the moment. Would Stan be asked to play? Too risky for him? No. He wouldn't even get asked. All right, so Stan's a no. Also, Stan would have been asked lately, and he's never played it, has he? So I don't think he'd play. All right, now it gets interesting. So Casper Ruud. Now Casper Ruud did play last year, and he was the only win for Team Europe. Does Casper Ruud get selection, or do they? The team already is stacked. We can only have 2 alternates, by the way. That's the rule is 2 alternates. Not all these guys are going to make the team. Does Ruud make the team, or he loves this? Bring back Casper. Do you put Casper ahead of the others, though? Is he ahead of Hurkacz? Is he ahead of Rune? Is he ahead of Rublev? All right, Casper's in. According to chat, Casper's in. Okay. I think Casper winning the only point last year gives him a lot of credit. So I agree with you. I reckon Borg might be like, you know what, Ruud? You were the only guy who won a point last year. You deserve a chance to play again. Let's get back to Sinner for a second. So we all agree that Sinner's not interested. I don't think Sinner will play. I don't think he'll be interested. Even if they asked him, I think he wants to win slams. They probably did ask him. And he's never played Laver Cup. So there's a reason why that's a thing. All right, so notice, I don't think Sinner's going to play this year. He's not interested. All right, now we only have 2 spots left, and we might have to add another category, not selected, because there's going to be players that are not even going to get asked. That's going to be awkward. So, should we put Stan in the not selected? And probably Monfils, right? They probably won't even get selected. So, who's next, chat? Do you think Rune plays? Do you think Holger Rune plays Laver Cup? I don't think he's ever played. Rune's never played. Would Rune play Laver Cup? I don't know. Would he get selected? Would you pick Rune? Will he play nice with others? I don't know if he's a team player. Is Rune a team player? I don't know. He doesn't play Davis Cup. Well, he plays for Denmark, but that's tough because Denmark doesn't really have much of a team going on. So wait, okay. So is Rune not selected, or is he not interested? I don't think Rune gets selected. I don't think he'd get selected because there's a lot more guys with more Laver Cup experience. And that matters. Remember, if you're Bjorn Borg and you're going down a list of top guys, you've got Alcaraz, you've got Zverev, you've got Medvedev, you're probably going to pick guys that have played Laver Cup. So I don't think Rune gets selected. I don't think he gets selected because he doesn't have experience. So why would they call him if they can call the other guys? Not selected. All right, Rune doesn't get selected. Berrettini. Now, I put Berrettini here because Berrettini has played Laver Cup. And I could see him as an alternate. I don't know why, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think Berrettini, would he get a call? It's hard because he's next to Rublev and Hurkacz, and those guys will definitely get the call. Will Berrettini be selected? I think he would be interested. I would say Berrettini would say yes if he got a call. I think he's definitely interested, I would say. Especially considering where his career is right now, he'd probably benefit from playing against the top guys. Being around guys that are doing well, it might help his confidence. But would he get selected? Especially if you've got to select Hurkacz and Rublev. And I think I know how this is going to go. So I don't think he gets selected. He might be like an emergency to the alternate, but his ranking is too far down. Because especially when you've got Hurkacz and Rublev to pick from, I don't know if you're going to pick Berrettini. He's down the list, right? you'd probably pick Rune ahead of him, right? If you had the chance. We have 2. Who makes the main team and who gets an alternate? Because these guys are they're both played. They both bring a special set of skills as well because doubles is a big deal. Who makes the main team though? Because they're both getting calls. Borgs is going to call them both. Rublev, Hurkacz. Who makes the main group? It's tough because you can put Rublev in there, but he's great for doubles, but what about singles? And Hurkacz is great at doubles too and also can hold his own in singles, but who's more reliable? in the singles, right? Hubie makes the main team. Rublev main team, Hurkacz alternate. That seems like the obvious choice, but Rublev isn't consistent. Well, like lately he hasn't been. But Laver Cup last year, he was the best player on the team and he couldn't. I think Rublev thrives as not being the best guy in the team. Like, talk about, when Russia played Davis Cup, he was behind Medvedev, or number 2 behind Medi, right? But you got to think about the doubles teams. Who would they put together? If they put Rublev in, would you put Rublev Alcaraz together? Hurkacz and Zverev? Rublev Zverev have played doubles. Maybe Rublev does play, because Rublev Medi could play doubles if they really want to put that in. Tsitsipas Zverev could play doubles, I guess. Alcaraz Zverev could be doubles guys, I guess. Whereas Hurkacz with Zverev, I don't know if that works. I think Rublev would be a better doubles partner with those guys. All right, so we're going to have Rublev in the team. And Hurkacz is alternate. Chat, look at that team. That's Team Europe. That's Team Europe. It was already looking crazy, and that's not including these guys. Well, look who didn't make the team. If your alternates are Dimitrov and Hurkacz, that's rough. Actually, we're going to put these guys up here as well, because these are the alternates, but we'll just, yeah, there we go. Now. This is where this activity gets a little interesting, because now we know who Team Europe are going to field. We've got to find out the best team for Team World to beat Team Europe. How are Team World going to compete with these guys? This is the selection pool of Team World, sorry. I think, remember the top 3 seeds, or the best 3 players automatically get qualified. So they automatically get to play. So Dimenor's playing, right? I don't think there's a doubt that Diminor doesn't play, right? Alex Diminor is in. He's going to be the highest ranked player probably anyway. And they can't say no to the guy who's number 1. He's the number 1 player in the world for the Team World. He's the best Team World player by ranking. So he's in. Fritz, Shelton, and I think Paul are the next 3 best players for Team World, sorry. Now, they've all played Laver Cup. Johnny Mack is the team captain, so he's going to pick these guys if he wants, right? But who do we put in next? Do we put Shelton in? Shelton, Fritz, Foe, Demon? We can't put all the Americans in. We can have a say here. That's what makes this good. We can actually make it, we can pick and choose a little bit, because this is why we're doing this activity. It'd be funny to watch this when they make the team selections. Fritz is flopping. Yeah, but Fritz has been there and done that, and also Johnny Mack would probably give Fritz a shot. So let's say Fritz gets in, right? Fritz has got experience. Also, Fritz can play these guys, right? That's the next thing. Who can play these guys? Fritz can play these guys. He's played these guys many times. Diminor has played the top 10 guys. These guys have got experience against these guys. Shelton, I think you got to put Shelton in. Last year, he was so much energy, and he was so good for the team. I think they put him in, and you're right, doubles as well. People were saying doubles as well. So I think you got to have Shelton in there for the vibes, but also for the doubles, and also for the fact that he might be able to beat some of these guys if he plays a singles match, right? So Shelton's in. So we've got 3 spots left. I put some random players in there. You can see there we've got a lot of South Americans, because I feel like they just don't get any respect. But we've got to talk about it. Does Vilch get asked? I don't think he gets selected. As much as he's been pretty good the last couple of weeks, I don't know if he doesn't get selected. Echeverry, very good player. Does Echeverry get selected though? There's a lot of other players you could call, right? Even though Echeverry is pretty solid. He wouldn't be a bad pick, but I don't think he gets selected either. Would Bublik be interested? I don't think Bublik would want to play. I don't think Bublik would say yes. If they called him and said, hey, do you want to go to Berlin and play Laver Cup? He'd be like, no. Why would I do that? Because Monfils, remember, thought it was an exhibition, came thinking it was an exhibition, and then what happened. I think Bublik would say, well, it's not an exhibition. I'm not going to play that. That looks too serious. Too serious for Bublik. I would say no. It's not his vibe. Okay, Tommy Paul. Does Tommy Paul get selected? I've got an interesting... I don't know. Does Tommy Paul get selected? Paul is an alternate. Interesting. Does he get the main group, or does Paul get an alternate? Paul could beat Alcaraz, though, and you're going to have to play him. Paul could beat Alcaraz. Paul almost beat Medvedev. Tommy Paul can beat these guys. I think Paul Main. I think Paul Main. I know it's Team America, but I think Paul Main. Because Paul could beat Alcaraz, and Alcaraz is there. You got to put Paul against Alcaraz, potentially. Because Fritz against Alcaraz is terrible. Shelton Alcaraz is unproven. Diminor Alcaraz, I think it's like 3-0. Paul's the only guy who can beat Alcaraz in the team so far. So you got to put Paul in the main, because you got to beat Alcaraz, right? Big Foe. He's been a part of the team for a long time. Big Foe. I think he's definitely interested. 100% going to play. If he gets asked, he'll play. Does he get selected? Probably, because Johnny Mack probably wants guys that he's familiar with. I don't think he makes the main team, though. I think Big Foe is on the bench for the vibes. I think Foe's an alternate, because he's not been good enough to be main team. And we need the best team we can get, chat. This is Team World. I think he's an alternate, because he's got great energy, and it'd be great on the bench. but I don't think he's not a main selection. There's better guys right now. And he'd be he'd be great to jump in if needed. But, like, against these guys, I don't think Foe beats any of these guys in singles. Not right now. We've got 3 spots left. Let's talk about Baez. Does Baez get selected? He's been pretty good, but he's a clay court guy, isn't he? So I don't think they'll be getting Baez. I don't think he's proven on hard courts. I think Baez might I don't think he gets the call. Zhang's an interesting one. Does Zhang get selected? He hasn't really done much on the hard court, so it's hard to put him on. Like, if it was a clay event, you'd probably consider him. It's kind of like Baez, right? So I'm going to say no to Zhang, which is a shame because I really thought, hey, he would be really cool to have in the team. Maybe one day when they play, in Asia, he'll definitely get the call. Let's go to Nishikori. I don't think Nishikori's interested, to be fair. If they call, I don't think Nishikori would be interested. Also, he probably wouldn't get selected, but I don't think Nishikori would be interested. We're getting to the serious shit. Remember, we're trying to compete against these guys, right? This is the team Europe selection that we've created. Cerundolo, he played last year and was really, really fun. Like, he had a great time, so he won his match as well. Do they put Fran in again, though? Fran as an alternate? I think Fran as an alternate. I could see him in as an alternate. Him and Foe on the bench. I think that'd be a good vibe. Now it gets interesting, chat, because we've got a very interesting selection left because we've got 2 spots on the main team left. You got Jarry, you've got Korda, you've got Kyrgios, and you've got FAA. Now, 2 of those guys have played Laver Cup a lot before. I mean, Kyrgios he was a Laver Cup. He was the face of the Laver Cup for Team World for a long time. FAA is also a Laver Cup, specialist. He's been there, done that. Let's talk about Korda first. Seb Korda. Does Korda get selected? I feel like there's a lot of Americans. It's a very American-heavy event. I don't know if they'll select Korda right now. Because remember, Korda's got to play these guys. And yeah, he's beaten, he's played these guys before. He can beat Medi, we know that. But I don't know if Korda gets selected. Let's say Korda didn't get selected, all right? Let's. I think that's fair. When a big foe's not making the team, then I don't think Korda is. Let's go with Jarry. If they don't call Jarry, I'm going to riot. Because Jarry can beat these guys. He can beat Alcaraz, which is the main thing. Jarry has to be main team. You have to put Jarry on the team. Jarry should be alternate at least. Now, we're promoting him to main team. Jarry, with his big serving game, he could also play some doubles. Maybe jumps in there, plays a doubles or 2. Jarry's got to be in there. We have 1 spot left. And we've got 2 guys who are very good at Laver Cup. Chat, you know who we're going to pick though, right? You know who we have to pick. If he's available, if he's healthy, you don't think that he wants to be on the winning side of this team. They've won the last 2 years without him. You know we're going to bring him in. And look, Felix has been good, but if you're going to pick between Felix and Keegs, you got to put Keegs in, right? I mean, FAA might not get selected, but like Keegs, if you're going to beat this team Europe, you have to put Kyrgios. If he's healthy, you have to put him in. He could beat Medvedev. He can beat Tsitsipas. He can beat Zverev. He hasn't played Alcaraz, but we'll just get Tommy Paul to play him. He can beat Rublev. He can beat Rude. You gotta put Keegs in. That's the team. That's your team. Is that the best teams that you could get? And like with the players that we've got, I mean, do we need to promote anyone who didn't get selected? Do we need to promote anyone who is an alternate? Do you need to replace anyone? Do we replace Hurkacz and Rude or Hurkacz and Steph or what? Is there anyone down here that we should pick? I mean, FAA seems to be somebody that might get selected. It's funny how Team World, there's only a couple of players that wouldn't want to play, but most of them are like, pick me. If they had to pick Felix or Fran, I think they might pick Felix. No, I mean, Fran was great last year, but Felix, if he's available, I think they'd rather Felix. Especially because Felix has, against Alcaraz, he can beat Alcaraz, right? Is that better? I think that would be a pretty awesome competition, especially considering everyone's under the age of 30. I mean, can you imagine Shelton and Paul and Fritz, Kyrgios and Shelton going up against Alcaraz and Medi? Come on. Would that not be fire? Kyrgios and Shelton celebrating with Big Foe on the sidelines in the face of Tsitsipas? I mean, come on. Is that not fire? They go to Berlin where everyone's going to cheer Zverev, and then Kyrgios is barking at Casper Ruud? I mean, come on. Is that not awesome? Is that not awesome? What a crazy, that would be such a fun Laver Cup. It'll be fun to watch this in a couple of months, see how close we get it. So this is our prediction, kind of. A bit of a prediction on what the Laver Cup teams are going to look like, because we know that some players won't want to play. We know some players are not going to get picked, but it would be cool to see whether or not this is actually what we see. How close we get to this, if this is going to be the close team.